All right, attribute 11 of the Chesed LaAvraham, that God gives Titan Emet Yaakov, Chesed LaAvraham, that's attribute 11 of the 13 attribute of mercy, Tomer Devorah. This attribute applies to those whose conduct goes beyond the requirement of the law, such as Avraham, our patriarchs. Because it's Chesed, it does more that he's asked, he goes beyond the normal basic giving. When a man follows in the path of Abraham, then Hashem does not demand the strict execution of justice. He goes beyond the letter of the law, acting with kindness to those who conduct themselves like Abraham. So it's interesting, before we spoke about Titei Mes Yaakov, that God is going to always act with truth, and for the average person, like Yaakov, name of Yaakov, he's going to act with that person on a level that is always truthful and fair. But, you know what? If you are someone of Chesed, God is going to mirror that, and is going to act with you in a way that is Chesed. So the attribute before is powerful, it's good, it's emes, it's fair. But you have the potential, God is so merciful that you have the potential to actually do things, and because of the way you do those things, God is going to act with you on the same level. He goes beyond the letter of the law, acting with kindness to those who conduct themselves like Abraham. And therefore, man should go out of his way for forgiveness. Man should go out of his way for righteous people who emulate Abraham. If I see someone who is constantly giving and giving, and that person makes a mistake, or a person needs help, then we should be with those people even more compassionate than we are with the average Joe, so to speak, with someone who is just like a Yaakov, which is already a high level. He should demonstrate patience and compassion beyond what the law requires in his dealing with these individuals. This is someone who is a Baal Chesed, and that person now is in a situation and he needs a loan, and you give him a loan. So you should be even more patient in asking. Technically, you're not supposed to ask back for the loan. You should be even more patient, not for that person as opposed to the others. Because we have to learn to reflect. For a person with you a certain way, you need to reflect it. That's what God does. That's how God, as loving, compassionate teacher and father, does with us. So we should mirror our brothers and sisters. So it says in Ksuvos, we should pay tribute. We should pay tribute to Torah scholars. As part of our obligation to cleave to Hashem, we should support Torah scholars and try to marry our children to Torah scholars. So, right, and that's one of the reason. How do we give kavod Torah? By going kavod to the Torah scholars. If you see a Torah scholar, one of the reasons we stand up is not because he has a long beard or is like, he's very smart. Who cares? They didn't, but because those people have honored the Torah, so we are gonna honor their Torah, so to speak. And that's would be true kavod Torah. We emulate, we reflect, we bounce back. That's why it's so important when saying Kabel kol adam be'sever panim yafot. We see every person with a smiley face, because you want to create a mirroring in the world. So you even force yourself, because when you send an influence, that influence will come back. There's that whole thing in the non-Jewish world about the law of attraction and what's going out, karma goes out, comes back. So this is the source, the Jewish source. Everything is in Judaism, the root of the world, and this is why I'm saying, whatever you're going to send out, it's going to come back to you. So you need also, as a human being, to reflect, mirror whatever people do. But not in a nasty way, like we say. If someone is nasty to you, that's not the time to be nice. It is a time to be emes. Yaakov, is time to be compassionate and, treat fair way. If the person is nasty to you, say, okay, I don't want nothing to do with you. Don't go back and just destroy that person. That's not the way God acts. He's going to find a way, the best way, really. Let's say someone is nasty to you, then you will find a way that's the highest level, find a way that you help that person realize what that person is nasty with you, and through that realization, change his behavior and start loving you, right? Because you have shown that even though that he was nasty to you, you love them, and you see that that person is suffering. That's why she's nasty, and you're helping them. So that will be the ideal situation, merciful situation. Baruch Adonai L'olam, Amen ve'amen.